St. Louis Tap on the Wake Up with Bret and Julie on Y98.
Mega Mind.
Let's give you the answer to the Mega Mind question of the day. Average couple argues how many times a year? Julie's guess of 10 was way off.
I don't want to argue. Listen, I have been in the arguing relationship, and I'm trying not to do it again.
Some guesses on the Bomberito text line.
One person said 365.
Every day there's an argument.
Alex from Barnhart is a funny one. 30 arguments and 5,000 bickerings.
They are much closer than your guess, Julie. The answer is 312.
No way.
Wow. About 6 times a week there is an argument. Now, they did say in this study that when they surveyed 3,000 people, they did kind of consider those bickering moments arguments. They're like, there's at least almost 6 out of the 7 days a week we get into like a, you're wrong. It's not going to snow until Wednesday. No, it'll probably snow on Tuesday. You annoy me.
Mega Mind.
Despite all those arguments, we'll still play a game of Did They Make It? If the couple made it or not, this couple has dogs involved, right, Lance?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Marcy and Derek, lots of common interests, including dogs.
Uh-oh.
But what happened when Derek popped the question?
We'll do Did They Make It in less than 3 minutes right after Fall Out Boy. And just a reminder, guys, we're commercial free for your entire ride to work now.
Did they make it?
The commercials sure did not. We broke up with them. Signed the divorce papers with the commercials. We're commercial free
That's right.
for your entire ride
They
to
did
work.
not make it.
Every single Monday, Lance tells us about a real life couple that usually has something interesting about their relationship, and we take guesses to see if they're still together or not.
Even though we were just talking about frequency of arguing, apparently arguing was not a big issue for Marcy and Derek. They met on Tinder, they hit it off, and they found that they had a number of common interests. We mentioned that they have dogs in common. They loved music. They loved travel. So they're dating, and after 8 months, they move in together. 9 months later, Derek pops the question. But Marcy had cold feet. No particular reason. She just didn't quite feel she was ready to take that leap. No problem, says Derek. Not a problem at all. I will wait as long as it takes. Cold feet? Did Derek wait for Marcy to change her mind? Did they make it?
Oh, so he asked, and she said, not yet.
She said, yeah, basically. She said, no, not yet. I don't feel I'm quite ready.
Oh.
I feel like this sounds a lot like Lance's story, and you guys made it, so I'm going to guess that these two made it as well.
I agree with you, Julie. Yeah, I think those 9 months might have turned into like 9 years, but Derek's a very patient man. He waited, and they made it.
I'm saying no.
Oh!
It's so awkward when that happens. My brother's best friend proposed to someone, and she said no. And then they tried to date, and everyone, mainly because everyone else was so awkward around them. We saw them the next time. I'm like, you just turned down his proposal. This is super awkward.
Heavens.
Yeah, there's nothing more awkward than that. I'm saying no way. He can't get it back. The dog saw it, too. Now he knows the dog saw him get down on one knee, propose, and he's like, I just bring shame to the family.
Dogs don't judge, Bret.
All right, right after Justin Bieber, Holy, we'll find out if they stay together or not. If you want to text in your guesses, you can play along with us. 314-531-9890.
Holy. Did they make it?
Dogs are involved in this one, so they better make it for Julie's sake. So Wake Up with Bret and Julie. On Mondays, Lance tells us about a real-life couple that he has found on the internet, or Lance just is really connected to couples, I guess. And he tells us about their relationship, and we guess if they're still together or not. Quick recap, Lance.
It's Marcy and Derek. They met on Tinder. They hit it off. They had common interests, music, travel, dogs. They moved in together, and after 17 months after meeting on Twitter, Derek popped the question. So Marcy, she had cold feet. She didn't really have a particular reason, but she just didn't feel like she was ready. Now, shortly after this, that's when Marcy found Derek's second cell phone.
Damn! He was calling the veterinarian.
Derek's second cell phone. In that cell phone, Marcy found her words a ton of recent Tinder and OkCupid notifications.
No.
And Marcy viewed that, again, as her words, problematic as hell.
Yeah.
So, Marcy did not waste any time. Once she found that second cell phone with all those notifications, she moved back in with her parents that night.
They did not make it.
Oh my gosh, nice job breaking into his phone, girl. I mean, we can do that. When you push us, we will break into anything.
That's a lot of effort to get a second phone for
Right.
like.
Yeah.
Right. That's expensive.
It's just not worth it. Just be single. If you get a
Right.
second phone, you're trying too hard.
Very true.
Julie, what's coming up in the Hollywood hashtag?
Okay, I've got some major Real Housewives news. Erica Jane, is she going to jail? Well, something's been ruled in court. I'll tell you what they said about her.
All right, we'll do that right after Kesha TikTok. And we're still commercial free on Y98 St. Louis. It's the Wake Up with Bret and Julie. We got rid of the commercials. We want to make sure you're just jamming out to music and fun all morning long on your ride to work. But Lance will still update you on traffic in case there's any problems on the road. He's got your back in about 3 minutes right after the Hollywood hashtag.
This is your Hollywood hashtag with Julie Tristan.
Oh my gosh, I woke up and I said, look at this Real Housewives news. This is crazy. So Erica Jane is on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She's the whole story of she was a waitress at a strip club, met this rich lawyer guy, Tom Girardi, 31 years older than her. Of course, she's like, I'm in love. They got married.
Of course she is. She was so in love.
So in love.
Never argued.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. Well, she was getting sued along with Tom Girardi, who apparently embezzled all of this money out of these cases he won. And she was also being named in the lawsuit. Well, she's been dismissed. Not only dismissed from the lawsuit, but dismissed without prejudice and without costs, which is good because, you know, she broke. Apparently, this was dismissed from the case in Illinois. It can be refiled in California, and it seems like usually they do refile. So we'll see how she does on that one. But they're saying she had no idea he was embezzling money. She had like $40,000 a month is what she spent just on her glam squad, which I kind of love. So anyway, right now, Erica Jane is off the chopping block, but you never know if she'll be back on it.
She probably didn't know. Sometimes you're like, yo, just give me my $40,000 allowance.
Right.
And,
Exactly. He's not trying to talk to her about like financial things.
I ain't asking questions. Just hand me my $40,000 allowance.
Hashtag don't marry a rich old guy. Make your own money. Hashtag gross. Lisa Vanderpump, another Real Housewife. She broke her leg on Sunday. She got thrown from a horse. Apparently, they said she flew over the horse's head and landed on her back, broke her leg in 2 places, and will have to undergo surgery.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? My
Yeah.
mom fell off a horse and like broke her hip too.
Yeah, that's
She's fine
dangerous.
now,
Wow.
but yeah. So I do have to say, Lisa Vanderpump, she is known for being kind of not always the nicest.
She's feisty, right?
Yes.
Is that true?
She's very feisty and like a pot stirrer without even realizing she's stirring the pot. So hashtag karma's gonna get you, Lisa. And I think it just did. That's your Hollywood hashtag.
Was it the Hollywood hashtag or was it the hashtag Real Housewives
Right.
hashtag?
That's what it should always be.
Lance, how does traffic look? Is it Real Housewife out there controversy?
Well, you give hope, give local, give goodwill traffic. Northbound 270, that first crash after 44 is all gone, but there was a second crash. This one's closer to 44 on the right side of the highway. Traffic jams back almost to 55 on northbound 270, and there's a wreck on 370 westbound between 94 and Elm Newtown. Just the right lane gets through.
If you are stuck in traffic, no worries. We are commercial free. We'll be hanging out with you with music and fun and sharing some industry secrets. We'll share with you something about the radio industry and right after Tate McRae.